Okay, so before I made this video, I said I was going to make another business like lore video, but I never did that. So I guess now I'm trying to do it, but I just don't know. But I was gonna make a domain video, but my editing skills really suck. So I'm I kind of decided to do another video since I've been playing the game since at least 2024, and I've spotted at least like every single detail in the game, from like the screens, like painting, to seeing that the town is called Briville, the population increase, and everything like that. If you didn't know your business and like all that stuff, I probably advise find out like the factors of the world and stuff like that. Or just look up the But I'll probably be piecing every single bit of none of this all together to see like what we got and like what's sneaking and what's sneaking. For now, it's none of your business. Got it. Alright, so if you're a person like me that has at least found the commands in none of your business and at least found a way to exit the barrier in the round, you have probably seen a little sign that said Briville, I think they said. They have a population over, or at least had a population over 104. But that, oh my gosh, that had decreased by a lot, all the way down to at least 40. And there are not a lot of houses there. There's some houses, but there's not a lot. Yeah, there's not a lot. But if you have at least looked over, you cannot see a single person in Briville. Not a single soul, except for you and the invaders and homeowner. Now, because I'm doing the first one on the town of Briville, is because I'm a little concerned about the population. A little bit. Take a look at the homeowner. He has to, how do I say this? To not get bullied by YouTube. He has to hit the invaders to knock them out. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. That's exactly what I'm gonna say. So he has to either punch them in the big nose or punch them in the stomach to knock them out, or drop them cold on the ground. And because the population decreased, I think that the homeowner, he had dropped everyone cold on the ground and decreased the population of basically like everything in the population in there. And he murked them all. He mauled them. So what he did was he locked them inside of his basement. He kept the bodies in his basement so the souls could be trapped in his house forever. God, do I not have anything? I'm a horrible thief. Fun. It's fun. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is, I think the population decreased because of the homeowner. See, the homeowner is a very grumpy old man. He's a pretty madman. He has to knock out the invaders to keep them out of his cellar. But what's in his cellar? We'll get to that part later in the video. But what I'm trying to say is that I think the homeowner had basically knocked everyone out and kept them in his basement so the souls could be trapped in this house forever. Which is kind of why you hear like sounds of like screaming and pain and sadness. And if you look at one of the badges in None of Your Business, you look at Noyb's badge, you can kind of see a little bit of lore drop in there. Something with like what was it? It's like, will you free like the cries of like sound pain and everything? Will you free them from like their eternal torment? Or will you be goodness? Will you ignore the cries? That's what I'm basically trying to say, is that they're kept in the homeowner's house to have eternal torment. But why? I do not know. I'll probably get to that part soon. But what I'm trying to say is that, yeah, the homeowner kept those souls inside of his house or in his cellar so that they could get through eternal torment. And yeah. And the invaders, and we'll get to that next. Yahoo! Okay, so I did not have a lot planned out for the invader one. But I have covered a lot of the lore a little bit and why he's like busting inside of the that sounds so weird. I'm gonna say it was like invading the homeowner's house, but you know what I mean. So the invaders are not from Briville. They are not from Briville. It's in the None of Your Business wiki. The actual name quite literally shows that they are not from Briville, which kind of makes sense because I assume if they were in Briville, they'd probably be kept up in the cell like the others. But I'd say the reason for this is mainly for the reason of like being why we home invaders, house inspectors be in the kind of things. But anyways, what I'm trying to say is the invaders do not live in that little broken down house. They are not from Briville. They are somewhere else that we could probably get more into if the None of Your Business devs release more stuff like that. But overall, I'm trying to say I think the reason the home invaders like are inspecting the homeowner's house is because they got reports from anonymous oh my god, they got reports from anonymous they got anonymous reports and like strange reports saying that like the population was like decreasing and getting like pretty unusual. So they go around inspecting people's house, but they can't find them, so they inspect the last house. And there is at least a homeowner there. You know, the grumpy old one that we all know and love. Well, some of us, but so yeah, the invaders go inside of his house, but they see the little cellar. So like, what the heck is going on up on in there? But the homeowner doesn't want them to know what's going on, or else the homeowner could be locked behind bars. So he kicks them out. And the home invaders are like, okay, yeah, we're not gonna let that slide. They go ahead, going in, and everything like that. And you know, the story's up to you if you want to, like, you know, if you got caught by the homeowner or not. But overall, like, blah 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 and everything like that. Because, like, you know, if you play as the invader, your character's doing everything that you're doing, all that stuff. But what I really want to talk about. Oh shoot! What I really want to talk about is the last man standing and invading season. If the invaders open the cellar before the homeowner gets all of them, a little escape thing will happen. The invaders have to get to the cellar before the homeowner gets them, and the homeowner will pull out a double-barrel shotgun. I'm not even joking, but yes, he will pull out his double-barrel shotgun, and 2 hits from the invader is already gone. So yeah, but overall, yeah, that's what about so far. It's just like amazing. But what I actually really want about is what kills you at the end, because like let's say if you're an AFK invader sitting in the corner in the basic starts, and you got like 5 seconds left. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Everything goes black, and you're dead. But what kills you exactly? Well, I have a theory that the lost souls in the house kill you for being for not being fast enough, or they or they do it because you weren't worthy enough to save them. So if you don't save them, you might as well become one of them. So yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot. Let's talk about last man standing. Okay, so if you're the last invader left, like any other game, you have probably at least been the last man standing. And everything goes red, scary. Now, as last man standing, you have to get the key in the hand and unlock the cellar before your 3-minute timer runs out, while the homeowner chases you down. But it's not like in basically where you take like 2 shots and you're done. You have at least 4 shots, so you're like Superman out there. You're chilling. But like I said, if you don't get in there before timer runs out, you're gonna become one of the souls. So yeah, you're kind of done for. But overall, yes. If you don't get food, oh my god, if you don't get through the timer, or if you don't get in the cell before the timer, you're gonna become one of the souls, or one of the lost souls kept in the eternal torment. That's about it. Nah, I'm just kidding. We got one more session to wrap up. Oh boy, the cellar. Alright. I've been meaning to talk about this part ever since I made this, so let's get into it. Alright, the cellar. The most important part of the Noyb business. Because if you know what's in it, is none of your business. I'm quite literally not joking. It's none of your business. Well, I mean, unless Super Duper Entertainment drops maybe like a leak or something. But overall, we mainly have nothing really much about the cellar. Other than like the fact that it's like a trophy room, like the videos that you won. But however, there is a tiny little leak. Well, not a leak, but it's a tiny little thingy-majingy. How do I say this? In one of the old Noyb businesses, or one of the old version of Noyb business, if you go into the cellar, it would be like a pitch black room with a light shining above it. It would just be pitch black. I think that's what it was. It would be the invaders that would win. I think personally, that's where the souls are kept at. And because you saved them, they don't end you. So yeah, you kind of win. But I didn't have a lot planned about the cellar, sadly. Just like the invaders, I did not have a lot planned about the cellar. I am very sorry. But however though, that is all I mainly think that's in the cellar, the lost souls, and how the homeowner like ended them and locked him in his basement. Similar to like Hello Neighbor, where he locked this kid down there. Similar kind of, maybe. But overall, that probably like wraps it up for like this entire video so far. If the Super Duper Entertainment releases more of this, I will most likely probably make a part 2. But thank you all for watching, and I am going to go eat.